Hey guys, sorry I can't be here today. Hey, if you take my AP class at some point in time, you'll be able to go to the zoo as well, hopefully. So, today you should already have completed the Introduction to Ecology terms. You checked it over with your role partner. Now we're going to go into the notes just to solidify the information that was introduced. So, Introduction to Ecology. You should have the sheet, and let's begin. So, fill out your learning target. Your learning target is to examine the levels of organization in our biosphere. Our biosphere is the Earth. We're going to be getting to that soon. Applying ecological terms on various scales, identifying the factors that influence the dynamics of ecosystems and the associated functions within those ecosystems. So, anytime that you need to pause the video, please do so to fill things in. Question 1 on your notes. What is ecology? Well, ecology is the scientific study of the relationships between living organisms and their physical environment around them. So pause the video and fill in your sheet. So we have these guys here. We have the whole Earth. We have this water buffalo and a little bird sitting on his head. We know that they work together because the little bird helps clean the water buffalo. And then, of course, you've all seen Finding Nemo, so you know that clownfish live in sea anemones and they work together. So we are going to fill in the chart that is in your notes. All you're going to do is, I have slides for each one of these. You're going to write down the descriptions of each level that is found in our ecological levels. So, we have all of these things that make up an ecosystem or a biosphere or a biome. So an organism is a living individual. So an organism has to be a living individual within this ecosystem or the biosphere or whatever level you're looking at. So we have all of these. You can see that there are multiple buffalo here, multiple swans, multiple fish, multiple flowers. A lot of people forget that plants are living things. They're part of the ecosystem. There are populations of plants as well. So whenever you have a grouping of them, you are looking for that to be your population. So a population are all the organisms of the same species who live in the same geographical area. Now, you can look at the population of a single habitat. You can look at the population within, like, the state of Wisconsin. You can look at the population within the Midwest. You can look at the population within the United States. You can look at the population globally. So it depends on how you look at it, what angle you're looking at from. But this is our definition of population. Next, a community. So we can see that there are different species of fish living here, and there's coral and all these things. So all of them working together make a community. A community is a collection of two or more populations. So obviously if you only had one population, it would just be a population. So it is two or more populations within the same area. Our ecosystem. Our ecosystem is going to be all of these living things and the non-living environment. So that would be like, what's the soil like? How much rain does it get? All of those things come together, working together to have a community of organisms and a non-living piece that supports those organisms within a community. So then we have biomes, and this is a map of biomes around the globe. You can see the different colors. Those different colors represent different types of biomes. Biomes is a large geographical area of distinct climatic conditions and plant and animal species. In many cases, the climatic conditions determine the types of plants and animals that live there. Obviously, a polar bear is not going to do so well in Florida because it's too warm because of its fur and its dark skin and all that kind of stuff. So it actually would not survive very well. But up in colder regions, it would survive well. Same thing, you're not going to take a desert animal or plant and place it in the tundra. It's just not going to work. Then we have our biosphere. Our biosphere is the biological component of the Earth. So bio meaning life, so that's all the biological that makes up the Earth. Now, I need you to pause the video, and I need you to go get these colors so that you can color code the passage that is below the table that you just filled out. So you are in your passage with your colors, you are going to underline individual organisms in red. You are going to underline a population, so wherever it describes a population, you're going to underline that in orange. So you might have multiple underlines in areas. So you just have to look for where does it describe a population. Then you're going to circle a community in yellow. In green, you're going to circle or underline an ecosystem. So where does it give you a description of an ecosystem? You're going to underline or circle an example of biome. So where is it describing a biome? And then you are going to underline or circle a word indicating the location of our biosphere. So where is their description of the biosphere? So pause the video, and with your partner, or if you're working alone, please complete the coding of the passage that's talking about the desert. Make sure you use the descriptions from the table above to help you code the passage. So save this passage until next time, and we'll go over this as bell work on Wednesday. I know that it'd be better if we were able to check it, but I just want to make sure that I can discuss a couple things before we in person. So just save the passage until later, and then let's move on to the notes. So now we're going to look at our learning targets again here. So we're going to go into factors that influence the dynamics of an ecosystem and how they function. So question 3. Question 3 is stating what factors influence ecosystem dynamics and associated biodiversity. So biotic factors influences on species of other living organisms. So that's the living things impacting living things. So that definition is already there for you. So examples, that would be competition between species, predation on other species, or disease that can be spread between. So pause the video and write down the examples. Continue with question 3. So now we're going to look at abiotic factors. Those are the non-living components of the ecosystems. So if we look at that, here are examples. How much light is available, obviously for our producers, that would be our plants. How windy is it? Temperature. Oops. So we can also add on there how much precipitation it gets, how much snow. I mean, all those things, those are all abiotic factors. So anything that's not living, that's impacting the living things within that ecosystem. Those are abiotic factors. Then we have another one that we have to be concerned about, and that's the human impact. So, human impact, what are some examples? Well, you should be able to brainstorm like how we actually impact our ecosystems. So that would be like global warming, water pollution, air pollution, hunting, fishing, using resources, all those are human impacts. So pause the video and write down the examples.